Welcome!
Hey!
Opa!
He's Greek.
Hey!
We got two Fonzies, I guess.
I'm Tridrachius.
I'm Meatloaf.
I'm Rarbagels. I'm Pony Mom and I can't put my arms down.
Great.
You're gonna put your arms
You're gonna do the
down.
whole thing like that?
Oh.
So,
Dang it, I was hoping he was gonna have the whole time with his hands up, but it's a good thing you did. It's really
so now,
Bro.
we're here to talk about the Sony press conference. So far, everything has been a very solid E3. We still have 3 conferences tomorrow to cover, which we're all getting really exhausted. But
I know, I haven't slept more than the same thing from yesterday. I'm sure everyone at home noticed that. I did put on deodorant today.
Yeah, well, you
You
know.
did?
That's
Well,
at first.
The
Yeah.
Sony conference, I felt like we needed to make a list of cons.
Oh god.
A list of...
A list of cons.
Of things that were not awesome.
Well,
The problem being is, like we talked about how Microsoft came out of the gate with Halo 5 Guardians.
Just guns
Yes.
blazing.
Yeah.
They came
Literally.
out in it, stepped on the gas, and really did their best to never let up.
and EA and Ubisoft didn't
Yeah.
either.
Sony came out first with something we'd eventually find to be The Last Guardian.
Which has been in development for a long time.
Apparently a long-awaited game.
With a really long, drawn-out trailer or gameplay show. Now there was it started off and there's just like this kid just running around
He was Hindu.
or something,
Or Indian, something.
And
I
then-
don't know.
and then a giant like hippogriff
Dog.
like creature came out,
Winged dog.
and that was
hornet
pretty
thingy.
cool. But it coming out of the area it was in was literally the highlight of the whole thing. The rest of the gameplay was really boring.
Okay,
It
but
was
I
like
do
a
want to
puzzle.
say the feather thing, the feather graphics that they had on the animal
the
was
feathers were
pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was rendered
Um,
very nicely. Actually.
Yeah, that was fine.
That was the highlight.
But
It was.
The problem was the gameplay itself was horrifically boring, and
It
it
could-
might have just been the way he was playing it.
Yeah, because
That
Sony
like
is horrific.
5 minutes that it took him to do that might take like 30 seconds.
And we're not saying
Um,
this because we're bullet junkies. We're playing games where bullets just
No,
have to
I was
be
really
flying over your
excited
head.
at first because I thought it was going to be something cool, but it was just taking so long to do anything.
Yeah.
He literally probably spent about 30 seconds just standing on a platform and doing nothing.
Oh, and let's
Like
not
yelling to
forget
the dog.
Yeah.
yelling to the wing dog thing. That was
Falcor.
basically Falcor. That was basically the whole thing. It was boring.
And then he jumped off and it caught him and then it did it again and
The dog saved his ass.
it wasn't as entertaining as it probably could have been. Needless to say, it could be a good game,
Yeah.
but the gameplay trailer was just not very good.
Well, and the thing with The Last Guardian, it has been in development for a very long time. If it actually releases, I'll be surprised, because it's been in development for like 10 years. Looking at, and of course then they transition from that to Horizon Zero Dawn.
Which
Oh
is
God.
basically what we know about that is that humanity was flourishing, and then it stopped for some reason.
which they
that-
refused to
It
tell
seems
us.
they said that they basically seems like they won't tell us in the game either, and then at some point
You have to buy our game to figure out what the hell's going on.
the Terminator. It's like the Terminator, but with robots that are also animals.
Terminator is.
Like, imagine Grimlock,
Yeah.
but not a transformer.
And like also deer that are robot Terminators.
And you have to shoot the fuel cells off their back.
And apparently they have guns, but you don't.
You have a bow
You have a bow that can.
and you
shoot-
have a spear.
You have a bow that you can shoot string from and attach it to the ground and try to trip somebody.
And there's no power, but there's still elevators.
That's also
Mechanical.
I think. I don't know.
I just
There's like
Mechanical.
hamsters, like giant
Counterweights.
yeah, we'll go with that.
Anyways, it just didn't. My problem with it is I didn't understand where all this stuff came from, and they basically, it seemed like in the trailer they refused to explain that they're going to refuse to explain where any of it came from.
But it did have a female protagonist. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I mean, that's fine.
They were
Yeah.
sure.
The gameplay looked fun. It looked like I mean,
You can
it
slide
could be pretty
around.
fun. You slide around, slide under it,
Apparently, there is some sort
uncover
of
weak
stealth,
points. Yeah.
but the guy playing it did not give two fucks.
Like at the very beginning, he like did a very small stealth section.
It's like, we gotta be quiet. We're hunting this thing, and it just starts raising this alarm.
Yeah,
if
and
it
then it
notices
just runs out and stabs the junk out of it. So,
Stabs
I mean,
it with a knife. So basically, it's white Native Americans in the future.
Kind of reminds me of
Post-apocalyptic
something
future.
like, you know, the
with
white woman
robot
doing
animal
blackface.
Terminators.
I got nothing. I don't.
Got that.
I mean,
a
I
little
don't,
overwhelmed with information on that.
yeah, it's just like I don't see somebody going, "Hey, I have this great idea for a game," and somebody along the line of, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea," going, "What the fuck are you thinking?"
Holy crap, that reminds me of the next game we're going to talk about, though.
Which is?
Can't remember it because it didn't really say a whole lot of shit except for planet-sized planets.
Oh God.
Oh, the Star Wars ripoff, the
No Man's Sky.
X-wing that isn't an X-wing.
The guy and it looked like this guy was in the middle of a sales pitch, like he's like I really want to pitch you guys this game, and they're like, why don't you just do it at E3? And he's like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, just do it at E3, man. Just whatever. Just get up there
we
and
need
talk.
some filler time.
He had absolutely no plan of what he was gonna do, and basically what we know is that there's a lot of planets.
Planet-sized planets.
He want planet-sized planets.
in a
And that
universe.
he wants to go to the middle of the universe, the center of it. He wants to go there. He did say that. And he has a gun that can absorb all of the ground.
Okay, but I think the big thing about this was the huge sandbox. I mean, they were traveling light
Yeah.
years in the game, and each of these planets, like it was saying, are planet-sized planets. So I mean, you land on the planet, you search for life and other things, and I mean, there are supposedly ridiculous amount of number of planets to go to,
It's
like
all very red.
undiscovered planets, and I mean, it was.
There's-
The idea was there, but graphically, I thought it was horrendous.
Doesn't not living up.
The main color was red,
And they ripped off the X-wing,
like Chanel
Yeah,
saying.
firing green lasers.
Next scene was Dreams for the artsy crowd.
I don't even
I'm gonna
know.
have horrible dreams about
Um,
that game.
I don't even know.
For the artsy and extremely patient, you have Dreams. If you want to make little videos, they did a little Coca-Cola commercial in there.
It's
and
shout-outs
then-
and stuff.
And then a bear vomited balls of light.
No, it
That-
shat. It
it was-
sucked in through the mouth and came and shat out balls of light.
Oh.
That turned into people flying on stuff. It looked,
What
looked
the
like
fuck?
the Born
Yeah.
Supremacy.
I have no fucking idea what that.
Everyone was.
It was
on
very
board.
random and very out there. It looks cool if you like claymation.
Yeah?
That is definitely a niche market. I don't see a lot of people spending a lot of money on that.
Oh, like
game.
Rocksmith.
Exactly, like Rocksmith. You have to actually play the guitar.
Dreams of making money.
Yeah, thank you.
Looks
exactly.
like there was a Hitman reboot sequel thing.
That was-
looked-
yeah. That looks decent.
I was impressed with the graphics on that
yeah,
actually.
the
Yeah,
graphics
it
looked
looked
pretty
really
good. Unfortunately, it seems
No
like
gameplay.
there was no gameplay, and it seemed like it cut out at the end.
Kind of an abrupt end to it.
It's not even abrupt. Like
I mean,
it was
like-
in the
like
very
it cut
middle
out.
explaining and then just black screen and then
Jibber.
all of a sudden the guy started talking like he was in mid-sentence, like it skipped like a minute.
Yeah. So the stream wasn't really there on that one.
Looks like Street Fighter V was
Oh,
present.
don't even,
Oh,
don't even.
okay.
There's two
So
new
new characters. One is Cammy, who is already
Already been
a
there.
character, and then this fat biker guy with chains called Birdie.
Yeah.
But they promised two new characters.
They promised new character.
But Cammy, who is already a character.
So is it a cameo?
Oh!
Yeah.
So, did they show any gameplay for Street Fighter?
No.
They did. Yes,
not
yes,
really.
They,
I mean,
they
that's all you
did,
can really
like
show.
a whole 30 seconds.
It had some great story. You beat the shit out of people.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's Street Fighter. There's
Yeah.
You
not
fight
nothing creative
upon the
about it.
streets.
You didn't see the Indian
Alrighty.
dude with the stretchy limbs?
Dawson.
Yeah.
The Indian dude with stretchy limbs. Firewatch.
It looked fun.
It looks
Firewatch,
interesting. It
yeah.
looks interesting.
Graphically, not living up. They had some decent humor in there.
Very campy.
Very, very campy. You're like some.
I guess
yeah.
like a park ranger kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the setup of State of Decay. If you
Kind
guys
of.
played that.
Kind of.
You're running around. The idea behind it is you're like a park ranger, and I think some craziness starts going on in your park. You're walking around with a walkie-talkie, and you're talking to a female character on the other side of the walkie-talkie.
But you can't get any communication outside of the supposed park you're in.
Yeah.
And she's the only one that can communicate with you, but with every other park ranger as well.
It's probably aliens.
Or it could be like some
see.
sort of portal reference.
Dun dun dun.
Portal 3
We'll see.
confirmed.
No, Half-Life 3. If there's a Portal 3 before Half-Life 3, I just quit.
It's probably gonna happen.
Well,
No.
Looks like
Please
an
God.
expansion pack to Destiny, the Taken King.
It looks
Revenge against the protagonist.
more.
It looks
Just
like
more.
like there's the one level where you pick up the sword, not very memorable because there was no fucking story to this game at all.
Yeah,
You pick
at
up the
all.
sword and you killed one of the aliens. I don't know if any of you
Yeah,
remember that.
you killed
I
him.
remember doing that a couple times.
Yeah.
And it was apparently the son of the
Of-
next protagonist.
That was the next.
Or the next
Dun,
antagonist.
dun,
Antagonist, thank you.
dun. Oh.
And he's coming with his alien army to kill you.
But
So,
he's got
you're
new
going to-
aliens.
Surprise! Kill some more aliens.
And there's going to be new abilities.
There's
There's
new
some new ones.
superpowers, yeah. Like the Titan gets like this sweet ass Power Ranger suit armor. It's cool. You see him like super sledge this.
Yeah.
He is holding a spear and then has power armor for some reason.
Sweet.
It was a Titan, I think. I don't know.
We'll see.
Of course, more Assassin's Creed stuff. You
Yeah.
know, it's Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft is everywhere, except for
Except Crod.
Yeah. Hopefully it's good.
Square Enix showed up with two titles. Two titles. The first one was
Final
World,
Fantasy World.
World of Final Fantasy
Yeah.
set in a world of Grimoire.
It looks
newish
like
characters.
vinyl bobblehead characters.
It takes place
running
in
around the
Final
Final
Fantasy.
Fantasy
Yeah.
world,
You play as two new characters to the series, but you can team up with notable characters
which
in the
looks
series.
very similar
Um,
to the Kingdom Hearts characters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like you can summon like Ifrit and a couple others. And it looks like the last boss you go up against is Bahamut. I can
Oh, sorry.
kind of or something like that. I couldn't really remember.
But then,
the biggest thing.
The biggest.
Sony had the shining beam of light.
It was
in
a
a
green
lot of
light.
And then we
Yeah.
saw Aerith die again.
But not yet, Jeff. Stop.
Final Fantasy VII Remake,
Oh my Jesus!
It was fucking great.
which the trailer starts, and at first I'm like, no.
The entire time I was
And
like,
then
yes.
you see
Yes.
the gun arm of Tank, and you see the spiky hair of Cloud with the sword.
Just you're looking at the city, and
It's
if
alive.
If you've played Final Fantasy VII,
It's Shinra.
you know
Yeah.
what you're looking at.
Like,
Am I the only one? Like, was that George Clooney?
It sounded
narrating?
like George Clooney.
It sounded like
It
George
sounded
Clooney.
very buttery, and it sounded like I was getting quite
And-
aroused.
and I remember, like, before the
He has
trailer
a
even
sensitive
starts,
voice.
even before the trailer starts, the guy on stage is starting to talk, and then you see, like, the live stream thing appear, and the crowd's like, oh! You can hear the crowd is just excited, and then, of course, the trailer starts, and it's going through Midgar.
But
and
it's
like,
not a remaster. It's a
It's a
complete
remake.
remake.
It's
So
a remake.
maybe they're gonna go through and do the Advent Children stuff.
So technically, the Final Fantasy VII HD thing still isn't fucking happening, so Square Enix is holding to their guns on that. They're just redoing the whole thing.
And
I'm
for
okay
it.
with this.
Yeah.
That's fine.
You know what? I might get me a PS4 now, Jeff. You might have convinced me.
I am
I didn't even do anything.
going yesterday. Well, no, I'm not getting one until that comes out.
I'm just
I
gonna
budgeted
borrow
it.
somebody's. Just gonna mooch that shit.
So Final Fantasy VII Remake is happening. It looks fantastic. I don't
Oh
think
my
they showed
God.
any gameplay. I think it was mostly like cutscenes.
I mean, it was
Doesn't
just
matter.
it was just a cinematic,
Doesn't matter.
But it's happening. It's
but
happening.
it was just orgasmic.
Okay, with that being said, with it being a remake,
Aerith
and
might not die.
She's
with it
totally
being a remake and not a remaster, what liberties do you think that they're going to take with
Just
that?
hopefully not too
lots.
many.
I'm sure they're gonna take
I-
lots.
It's
I mean-
Square Enix.
They have
Yeah, it's
fucked
true.
up like the last decade.
Right,
They
but I
are-
mean, there's just that thin line that, you know,
They
all
have
the people
fucked
that
up the
love
last
it.
decade.
I'm just.
We, you know, we
Please,
may
please,
see
Square
tomorrow.
Enix,
Tomorrow, we actually may see some gameplay
Yeah.
or some more cinematic.
Square Enix does have
These-
their own dedicated press conference that takes place Tuesday.
Please.
Tomorrow.
I know that I know that Sony also spent a little bit of time of talking about indie titles with Devolver. I think the Hotline Miami guys,
Yeah,
with 4 new titles hitting PS4.
it looked cool.
Ronin, either Mother Russia Bleeds, which easy there Russians.
It looked
Crossing
pretty
Souls.
brutal.
Yeah, kind of that 8-bit, 16-bit style, very much the very violent style that we have
Blowing
seen.
heads off and ripping hearts out, stuff like that. It was.
If you've played Hotline
I
Miami,
mean, you know what we're talking about.
yeah, they don't hold back, and they can't really censor it with pixelation because they're pixels. So just
Right.
deal with it. Looks like they also one of the biggest like hardcore gaming moments was the fact that they brought out Yu Suzuki of Sega fame with the
Who's that
Kickstarter Shenmue
Shit.
It's
3.
the guy that didn't open his eyes.
Basically, they said,
3,
give us
2,
money
1.
for Shinmu, sorry.
And it's like let's
Shamu?
make this happen.
Shamu?
Shamu.
Sega they allowed the patent.
It is a
or
beach
the-
whale of a
the,
series.
uh,
That's for sure.
Potentially the title that sank Sega in the first place. It was like the last straw. But anyway,
Only hope for
um,
Sony.
the thing is like with Shenmue 3, it's
Gonna
actually
go
happening.
kill his second company.
Which is probably why Sony's not actually putting any money into this. They're just like, we'll let you talk on
We'll
our
let
stage.
you give us the money to
Yeah,
do
we'll-
it, and then still
you
make
can-
you buy the game.
You can be on the stage. We're not going to put money into it because we've seen what you've done. You've ended the life of one company already. We'll see what happens.
I mean, they
We'll
were
let
dead
you-
and dying. You just kind of put your foot down on them.
Yeah, and
Right on that
Should-
road.
I mean, if your game sells like over 2 million copies and the company still goes under, there's issues. Especially when you're looking at a game that came out in 1999. Wasn't exactly. I mean, anyway. So Shenmue 3 Kickstarter, it's probably going to happen. There's a lot of hardcore fans out there that have been dying for this to happen,
Like,
and
that was the
it'll get the
only
money.
amount of applause besides Final Fantasy VII that I heard.
Do you guys remember-
Yeah,
You
there
guys
was like
remember-
2 people going.
When they finish announcing the Shinmu Kickstarter, you saw one guy standing up and he literally looks around and just sits down.
But I'm pretty sure he had tears in his eyes. He had
Yeah.
like tears of joy in his eyes.
That one fan, and that's what gaming's all about. Is making one
Making
person.
a game
Not
for
really,
one
it's- I'm pretty
person.
sure-
He's probably
It's about
that
money.
one guy that also has all those dating sims on Steam.
Dating sim, dating sim, dating
You
sim, dating sim, dating sim.
creepy Joe.
Shinmu, dating sim, dating sim.
Yeah.
Shenmue 2.
Looks like
Should
Batman
we
Arkham
do,
Knight.
Like, what was that, a tweed jacket he was wearing?
Looks like Batman Arkham Knight. Joker died.
No, that was brutal as shit.
Yeah.
Like it starts
Just-
off, you just see Joker lying in
Yeah.
an incinerator, like they're just about to kill him, and you hear
They
this,
burn him and
yeah, you hear a voice narrating it all. It's like this is I remember the day I killed Joker. I'm the one that pressed that button.
yeah.
And then he broke his cardinal rule.
I don't think it was Batman, but you totally saw like this cop go ape shit because he walked into this 1940s diner because Gotham is just stuck there, ultimately
Sweet.
stuck there. And
They have no technological
Yeah.
advances outside of the Batcave.
there's this one guy that approaches
Of
him
course.
and goes, "Can you go and stop the guy in the corner from smoking?" And the cop's just like, "Yeah, whatever, fine." Goes over there, no one's smoking, it's just this incense thing burning. And he's like, "Hey, buddy," and the moment the guy turns around, it looks like the Joker, but like
Joker
homicidal and
zombies.
burned,
Yeah.
Like
dead, scary.
a
Scare,
post-apocalyptic, like think the movie
bro.
Constantine where he goes to hell and everything's on fire and crumbling down,
Yes.
and except add zombies with clown makeup, and that's pretty much what we're seeing.
Then you see the cop like kill a bunch of people. We can only hope they're civilians. And then it goes Batman.
We
Arkham
can only
Knight.
hope.
And then it says pre-order to get the classic TV Batman and this
Scarecrow,
entire
the Nightmare of
DLC.
Scarecrow.
Yeah.
They said something about Batman dying, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Dun,
what I was
dun,
hiding
dun.
the entire time.
Looks like they had Project Morpheus, PlayStation View, music streaming services.
Yeah.
I know that they've
Looks like
launched
they got
their-
some games going for that. They want
Yeah.
you to.
Black Ops 3.
Yeah, there's the second one.
Pretty much Titanfall without the mechs.
Wait a
And-
minute.
They're just straight up
They didn't have
swagger
No,
jacking.
no, they had Spectres, not mechs.
Yeah, they're swagger jacking
Looks like
Titanfall.
Yeah. Also looks like Sony is now in partnership with Activision, similar to what Microsoft had with.
Activision,
DLC.
Treyarch.
Yes.
Basically, what happened was Call of Duty decided to move from Microsoft. They gave them the finger that that they just do,
Yeah.
and decided to call PlayStation home. It all started with the whole pod shot of, oh, guess what? You like Call of Duty? Well, now we're the proprietary owners, and you'll get to play it first here on PlayStation.
It looks like beta in August, PlayStation first, and then of course looks like more Star Wars Battlefront footage. General Akbar and Battlefield S.
It looked like it took place on the Grand Canyon.
And then they ended their conference with Uncharted 4, which they were kind of
Which they had to restart.
Yeah, they didn't kind of end
Yeah.
anything. They,
Really
everyone
bad
just-
start to that.
I don't know
Everyone
if they
kinda just
didn't
walked out.
have batteries in the controller. Or
Hey, at
because
least
he
we
was
know
just
it was
standing there.
actual live gameplay
Yeah.
because they screwed it up.
and they had to restart. Nathan Drake was just kind of standing there. For
And
like
they had the strongest
seconds.
Jeep ever made.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
And not to mention the entire collapse of the economic structure
Yeah.
of the town that they destroyed,
Yeah, they just
Running from
ripped the
the-
town apart head to toe.
running from the armored.
They're just like,
armed
no,
vehicle.
our one friend staying alive is the important thing.
Yes, our one person,
Priorities.
America.
And apparently,
Fuck your
guns
village.
can't kill anything if you're
No.
the protagonist.
Yeah, and apparently,
50 cal rounds, don't worry about it.
yeah, wooden crate. Hide behind a wooden crate and you're good. You'll just take
Shake
one
it off,
round
It's all right.
and just be like,
And then there was
Meh.
this weird like transition after like the conference is ending and this trailer starts.
Oh, yeah, I
Of,
remember this.
Double Fine's Tim Schafer's new game called Game Beasts.
Dude, that game was sick. I
Game
loved
Beast
it.
looks so fun.
looks ridiculous, but I would play it. That's a game that I would.
It's a
put
great
in.
party game.
Yeah.
It's
I
like
have a
Sony's
party.
conference is ending, people are walking out, and then this trailer starts.
It never even ended. It just kind of went to
Yeah,
black.
they just
Yeah.
they showed a trailer and then they just kind of turned the lights on. Everyone was like, oh,
Yeah, it
Oh,
like
it's fucking
the guy
over.
the guy sat down on the seat in the stage as the trailer was showing, and then as it ended, he just got up and walked off.
Yeah, you saw him just kind of look up and go,
They didn't even say thank you.
Yeah,
they were just
no.
like, we showed you some stuff. Here's a cinematic of everything we just showed you.
And
And then-
apparently, nobody that works at Sony is an American,
Mhm.
except for like 2.
the guys that worked at Activision for
Yeah.
jobs.
It's an international company. It's hard to only have white people.
They did have Japanese people. They had a
Yeah.
lot of those.
The Japanese company. But so far, every conference. I mean, I'm glad to see that every
Yeah.
company is kind of focusing on games. It's games and games and games, which is really awesome. They're not wasting time on any type of gimmicks and stuff. And the stuff that looks like it could potentially be gimmicks is actually turning out to be kind of cool shit, like HoloLens and that kind of stuff.
They didn't show anything for the Oculus at all.
No.
Well, the Oculus
And
is
like,
a thing.
didn't mention the Vita. Like they showed a
showed it.
picture of
They
it.
showed some Vita stuff, but they didn't talk
Which
about it
is-
at all.
It's demoted
Probably
to
a
a
good thing.
picture.
They said that
That's it.
Final Fantasy World will be exclusive to Vita, as well as PS4.
Yeah, but it's I mean, there was like two things. There was a picture in that.
So out of all the conferences, I would say that this is bottom tier, like minus the Final Fantasy VII. I think that
The biggest problem is they
I
came
wasn't
out
impressed.
so weak, and it just doesn't seem like the people who were bringing stuff to the table brought the right stuff to show.
At least it
Like
wasn't
with The
3
Last
hours.
Guardian.
Yeah.
The Last Guardian, it might be a great game, but what they chose to show us,
Not fun.
not fun.
So probably more. So do you think if they scaled back what they showed with the last Guardian?
I think if they chose something more exciting
a
to
different
show,
Better
area.
yeah, or done it a lot faster instead of just like
Yeah, because
sitting
absolutely.
around.
near the
for
end was
20, 30
actually
seconds
pretty
at a time.
decent.
Yeah.
Because everything was starting to
Yeah,
break and crumble around
because
him.
he didn't have a chance to just run around and do nothing for 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
He was actually forced to continue the action, and so the very end of it was fine.
Yeah. So, this is probably our longest video,
Yeah.
but I'm Tridrakius.
I'm Meatloaf.
I'm Rar Bagels.
I'm Pony Your Mom X12 Bravo.
That's
We'll
it.
see you all tomorrow with the Square Enix, the Nintendo, and the PC dedicated gaming show.
Cannot
Or the-
wait!
Or the dedicated PC gaming show or something like that. We'll see you all then.